The project build is complete. Well, for now.
RevelatorAlf.
Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. So, yeah, the project build is complete. So I've managed to get on the swing arm and also put on the brake calipers in the last video. In the meantime, what I've done, I've bled the brakes and I've put all the panels back on. But would you believe it wouldn't start? So I was scratching my head, for spark and all that kind of stuff. And eventually, what it was down. It's got a manual choke, so I had to make my own manual choke lever because it had broken. Basically, I got a scrap bit of metal with a small hole, and then put a circlip over the pin, and it works. It works a treat now. So anyway, let me fire it up, and then I'll show you a quick round, and then I'll tell you what other issues are with the bike, which I will address at a later stage. Right, hold on. Petrol on. Ignition on. Fire it up. It starts first time, absolutely brilliant, no problems at all. So I may get a different solenoid because it has been clicking today as well. But anyway, I've fully charged the battery now and it starts absolutely fine now. So I'll keep that in check. So let me quickly show you around the bike and see what's what. So basically this was, for those of you who don't know, this is the project build of the Rieju, or the Rieju Marathon 125 air-cooled or AC SM Supermotard. The original plan, or the long distance plan, is to turn it into a full enduro bike, or basically get enduro wheels. I'm going to keep it as it is for now, with the road going wheels. I've put the calipers on there. I've bled the brakes, but I've got to say, the front brake isn't that great. I'm not that convinced by that master cylinder which I've got, but I'm going to see how it is. I'm going to let the pads bed in a little bit. I may bleed it again, and I had a few fun and games in trying to bleed this. I had to reverse bleed, which is to standard stuff really, but it still wasn't that great. I've got to say, the calipers are pretty shot. But the pistons held up like I thought they would with the new seals and the old pistons which I was using. So that's a plus really. But say I've still got those other pistons just in case I have to do a full rebuild. I mean, if I could get brand new calipers, then I might even go for that. Certainly the bleed nipple there, I think I'll look at getting new ones of those as well in time. Anyway. You probably can't see it, but that right there, that is my lever for my choke. You probably can't see it, but it's in there. Yeah, a bit of ingenuity required just to get that sorted out. But look, it worked absolutely fine. I think I'm missing a panel here and also on the other side as well. I've got to go and check the drawings again, but I'm pretty sure there's another little plastic panel here, certainly on the other side, which Reed's doing. The rear end has all been done, all completed, and all lubed up, all working fine. The rear brake is actually spot on, so it actually works great. I had lots of fun and games in trying to bleed that, and what I found was, let me show you, the washers, these washers here that they sent with the brake light pressure switch, these are just absolute rubbish. They're partially blocking off the whole of the whole system. So then I just put some copper washers on and it worked absolutely fine. So there we go. Possibly don't use those, just use copper washers in future, I don't know. But anyway, so that's on. I've made a little mud guard for the shock there, just out of old rubber matting really. It'll do. And basically the bike still looks like a bit of a pig, I've got to say, but I knew that, and that's what it was all about. It's just going to be a rough and ready bike. just to go and have a bit of fun. So it starts, it rides true. Steering is great. Brakes are, yes, it's a work in progress, but definitely they are working at least. And wheel bearings are absolutely fine. Actually, there's no issues with them at all. But I've got some coming anyway, so I'll do that in the future. But so the bike is absolutely fine, apart from a big thing. Now, I knew when I got it that the bike had a dodgy third gear. And yeah, it just confirmed it. I took it out for a quick ride just now, just in front of my house, and it goes up through the gears and down the gears, no problem. But when you get to third gear, it just kind of crunches and not very good at all. So it's either a cog or a slider or whatever. Something's not right there. So what I'm going to do is, when I bring this back in the winter, I knew I'm going to have to do a full engine strip down anyway. I'm going to have to get into the gearbox and maybe order individual components, or I may just go for a brand new gearbox components anyway. But I'll see how that goes. But you know, it's a bit of a pig, really. Even today, just putting on the chain, I found issues with the front sprocket, the drive sprocket, and it was really loose, wasn't on there, and there's a lot of wear on the shaft as well. So I've managed to make a fix for it, let's put it that way, and it works and it's absolutely fine. But it's not the proper fix, if you know what I mean. So I think I will need a new shaft as well. So again, when I break down the engine, I'll have a real good look at what I need, what's worn, and go from there. But I say it works fine. I've put it back together. I think I'm in for just under £1,100 right now, all in, for the bike. You know, I've got some other parts coming, some bling parts, let's say. They won't arrive for another month or so, I'm sure, maybe a bit before. That's all factored into the cost as well. But what I plan to do now is, as I said before, is ride this, go and have a bit of fun, even with the dodgy third gear. Put it back on the road first of all, properly, legally. Go and have a bit of fun with a couple of months, 2 or 3 months. Then in the autumn, bring it back in, and then strip it down completely. That's right back down to the frame. Give the frame a good going over with you know, treatments, rust treatments, whatever, and then just put a couple of layers of paint on it. All the plastics, what I'm going to do, I'll probably end up painting them, sand them down and give them a good old paint, and maybe look at getting a decal kit for it as well. I've got hand guards coming, I've got new hand grips coming as well. I've got an exhaust shield coming as well, all kind of blingy parts. So it won't look fantastic even when I've restored it, as it were, in inverted commas, but it'll look it'll look really good. But the big thing will be for the engine strip down. Now, on that, whilst I've been away from the workshop and away from making videos, I've been desperately trying to get hold of workshop manuals for this bike, the chassis, the electrics, and the engine. Can't get them anywhere. Now, I've got lots of manuals for other models of Rieju bikes, and nobody's able to supply me with manuals. Can't get them anywhere. The manufacturer won't give them to me, or they won't even sell them to me, which is really dodgy of them, I think. Well, at least have somewhere where you can work on these bikes. There's got to be somewhere. So if you know of the Rieju Marathon 125 ACSM, the AC air-cooled engine on this bike from 2012 to 2015 or 2016, it's the same engine. Let us know where you can get a manual for it, because right now I'm just kind of reading the other manuals and just copying what the torque figures are, or I'm just just adding a bit of pressure as and when, not over tightening as it were. But I really would like to have the proper manuals, especially when I come to do the full engine tear down as well, and then rebuild, especially with that gearbox. But the engine itself is fine, it's just that gearbox that was the issue. But anyway, look, it's done, it's finished for now. all I need to do is just go and have a bit of fun with it, and any little problems that I come across, just deal with them as they are. But so for now, the Rieju project build is finished, it's done. But what I will do, I will come back to it again in the winter and do a few more videos on, let's say, the engine strip down and all that sort of stuff, maybe some of the plastics, whatever. But essentially I'll show you what I've done with it. Right, well, that's it. I'm quite pleased with myself, really. I didn't think today was going to go so well, but eventually I got there. Especially when it wouldn't start, and I thought, oh crikey, what's going on? But you know what, sometimes you just have to, you know, step back from it and you know, go and have a cup of tea and just think about what the problem could be. And eventually I thought, choke, there we go. So, you know, fool on me for not thinking about it beforehand. Right, don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell, like and share. Check out the website, RevelatorAlf.com, and I'll catch you again. Ta-da!